I do not understand why LA Knight did not win tonight. Even if he didn't win in the match next week, he still should have won tonight. How do you not have him win a qualifying match? He's one of your top merch sellers. He's obviously over. He's getting cheers at AEW shows. So he's over at the Ops house.
Yo, I got a question. Whose game is it? Yeah!
And you have him in the palm of your hand again for the second time, and you choose not to do anything with him. Now, what does tonight's loss mean? Number one, that means we have LWO versus LWO next week. That doesn't make any sense unless there's a turn happening, a heel turn happening, which I don't see Santos turning heel, because if y'all remember, they were a heel faction before they became the LWO, and that didn't do anything. There's no point in this. Then you have Theory go in a match with Santos tonight, and Santos wins. So is this foreshadowing that he's gonna be the one to take the title? Roman and Jay put on an amazing performance at the end of the night. I think it should have been first. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. Love the fact that the Samoan, the heritage is just screaming. Like the fact that Jay was saying he didn't want the title. He wanted the tribal chief title, so it's tribal combat. I don't know if y'all paid attention to that exchange that they had, but the fact that Roman says, do the elders know about this? That meant it's deeper than WWE. And I don't know if the crowd really understood what he was saying at that moment, because the crowd didn't really give him a reaction. But you saw it in Roman's face. This was more of, this is about family now. You did this to my brother, now I gotta do this to you. And then when he was saying, do the elders know about this? Jay said it was their idea. The best part of that was it was like a ceremonial contract between Jay and Roman, where they dapped up and they touched heads. That seemed like that's something from like their tribe. That seemed like it's really not about sports entertainment anymore. This is unplanned, but this was their personal contract. That's why Jay was like, he don't need no paper contract. Contract is in the blood. It reminded me of like, how they had, those ceremonies in Black Panther, or those type of tribal ceremonies is what it felt like. The biggest part that I took away from this, and I know we still talking about LA Knight, but I'm just talking about the good that happened on this damn show, because it wasn't that much. Now, once they did that, if you notice, Solo went for the Samoan spike, but Roman stopped him. Roman stopping Solo meant this is serious business, and it's bigger than me, it's bigger than you, it's bigger than the Bloodline stable that's on TV, it's bigger than the championship. This is family business for real now. Like it's above us, because he respected it. He did whatever the ceremonial dap was, that's what I'm gonna call it, and he left the ring. And it looked like he had a lot on his mind, because he potentially could lose his role as the head of the table. And he stopped Solo. And that, to me, I feel like that was a very big piece that I hope a lot of attention gets paid to. Now that that's over with, that's literally all that was good on this show. Because the thing is this story has to come to an end. As much of cinema as it's been for the past 3 years, this story can't last forever. And WWE needs something after this storyline finally closes. I mean, granted, yeah, I know it's supposed to be Roman and Cody at Mania, but technically Roman and Cody is not bloodline business. It's not bloodline story. It's just the champion defending his. I mean, it's a different story if you want to ask me. It's more Cody's story than Roman's story. So this is more of a Cody thing. But what I don't understand is you have somebody who could literally take the torch, the burden of being the draw for SmackDown. He's right in the palm of your hand. I'm not saying you got to strap the rocket to him. I'm not saying you got to put a championship on him right away, but he needs to be in something meaningful. And it's like they just don't know where to go. This US title would have been the first thing he could have been meaningful in. He could have we all agree across the board. We all agree Austin Theory needs to lose this title. But the thing is when Santos gets it, then what? Then you have LA Knight beat Santos? Is this a way for you to save him to be a heel? So that way Austin Theory is not heel versus heel, But the bigger question is, why in the hell is LA Knight still a heel? There's nothing he's doing that's heelish right now. Him going up against Hit Row in that clip, Hit Row is a heel faction. That seemed like it could have been a heel turn, not a heel turn, but a face turn or an anti-hero type turn or an Austin-esque type move for him taking out Hit Row. And you saw that did numbers. That, for the first 24 hours, that outperformed everything else from that SmackDown show. And mainly it was because you didn't have him on television. And it's like everybody else in the world, even the people saying, oh, I don't get why he's so hyped. I promise you, they just found out about him. And you know why they found out about him? Because we're talking about him. So he's going viral without even trying. The fact that the man had somebody at an AEW show say, whose game is it? And everybody said LA Knight. Come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You're literally fumbling one of the best decisions, as he said, that like, this is the perfect time for you to build LA Knight up. So when you have this grand closing to the Bloodline story, you got somebody to carry the torch. If you want to put Grayson Waller in there, you can. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but you can. They got history in NXT. You can build off of that. Bring Dexter Lumis in for a little spin or whatever. You can build off of that. There's so much you can do with this. And yes, I am a pro LA Knight person. I'm obviously, the channel's called Attitude Era Mike. I was a kid during the Attitude Era, 9-10 years old, like perfect time for me to have heroes like Austin and The Rock. So the fact that I get that energy back from him today, there's so many people in the comments, you guys have been telling me, this reminds me of the Attitude Era. I haven't watched wrestling in 3 years. This brought me back. I have the comments. If I have screenshots, I'll put them up there. It's like, the craziest thing about it is either you love him or you hate him. He's already reached that level. This man has already reached the level that he doesn't need to speak and he's getting crowd reactions. What are we doing? I really want to know what we're doing. I would love to know. I really don't like knowing what's going on behind the scenes when it comes to the outcomes of matches, but I'll be damned. I need to know what's going on with creative. I need to know what's going on. My fam that's in the chat, whenever we live streaming, they're just as confused as I am. We have dialogue about it. We trying to figure out what's going on. If anybody knows, tell me. I don't know what's going on. I don't think anybody saw Ray winning tonight. That didn't, like, if Cameron Grimes won, it would have made more sense for him to lose ultimately to Austin Theory. If he would have won tonight and lost to Austin Theory, I could see that, because at least you putting new NXT talent on the map. But you picked a Hall of Famer to go against his protege in a match next week that nobody asked for. Yes, Backlash to me still the best pay-per-view of this year, but that was in Backlash. Like, we've moved on since then. Why are we still doing this? Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. What do y'all think about what happened tonight on SmackDown? Because before I go, again, this is a rant video, so I know this may not get as many views as it usually does, but I'm just spitballing right now. The other thing that pissed me off was the chronology of the show. If you would have started the show with Jay and Roman and then had the LA Knight loss at the end of the show, you would have at least had everybody watch the entire show still. Because we all checked out. Several of my people said they stopped watching it. They were just in the stream just so we could talk. They weren't even watching the product anymore. I continued to watch it because I said I was going to be streaming it. I said I was going to be reacting to it, so I kept my word. But I really wasn't interested in anything. I'm going to go back and watch the Charlotte and Io match, but I'm going to be honest. That loss ruined the momentum of the show. The loud pop that he had at the beginning, and then for you to pull a chair from under us like that, I don't understand what WWE is doing. I really hope they're not taking advantage of all of this international attention and they're ruining their product for the sake of trying to make money from international attention. I know London was crazy numbers. I know Backlash was crazy. I know Night of Champions. I get it. I get it. I don't know what made them want to go on this world tour, but I get it. But you got to remember, majority of your shows are going to be on US soil. So you still owe the US citizens that watch your product some type of payoff, and you need to do something and not just hold everything for, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't get it. It's been long enough, man. It's been like about 13 minutes. I probably do a little bit of editing to chop it up, make it not so long, but y'all comment down below. How do y'all feel about LA Knight winning or not winning tonight, and then potentially not even being on the SummerSlam card? What a robbery. But Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Appreciate all of my new subscribers. We have made it. We're almost like at 850, which is crazy. It's like we grew 400 subs in like 2 weeks. That's amazing. Thank you guys for watching, man, and I will see you back in the ring. Peace.